Yes. My name is Serena Zaff, and I'm the Vice President for Amnesty Canada. And as a human rights activist, I'd like to sort of switch the conversation to human rights and Canada's record on human rights, both under the Liberals and the Conservatives. I'm wondering, under the Liberals, there were amendments made to the Immigrant and Refugee Protection Act, and I'm wondering, the Refugee Appeal Division was part of that act, and I'm wondering what the Liberal Party's stance is now on the implementation of the Refugee Appeal Division. And my second question is concerning the Declaration on Indigenous Rights and whether the Liberal government supports the signing and ratification of that important UN declaration.
Yes, on refugee, Canada, under the Liberals, had received recognition from the United Nations to have a good policy. There is this disagreement about the Court of Appeal. If I remember well, it's because we had an awful backlog and it would have been make things worse, but we are not against the principle at all. Regarding the other one, I will tell you, I was involved, and David was involved too. We pushed a lot for this agreement on the rights of Aboriginal peoples around the world. And we convinced many countries. Then the government changed, the Conservative came, and the country that was pushing for that, Canada, then was the one who was signing against. I may tell you, the countries around the world don't understand. Can you just make your mind? Are you supporting Aboriginal rights? Yes or no? I think it's a shame that the answer has been no. And when we will be there, Canada as a good citizen of the world, fighting for the rights of human rights everywhere, will be back. Not only that, but can I use this golden opportunity you give to me? Sorry for that. But John McCain just asked for Guantanamo to be closed. He said, I have been tortured in my life, and I don't want this jail. I don't want any human being part of this jail anymore. The Supreme Court of the United States has said the same. Now, there is a Canadian in Guantanamo, Omar Khadr. I call again Stephen Harper to bring Mr. Khadr in the Canadian justice system. Otherwise, it will only show that he's more pro-Bush than John McCain.
Bonjour Monsieur Dion, je m'appelle Willy Fanning. Pour que mes collègues anglophones puissent me comprendre, je vais vous demander ma question en anglais. Just yesterday, Stephen Harper dismissed yet again your green shift plan and saying that it would divide the country. Now he's been toying with Quebec with this, and my question to you is, what is your response to Mr. Harper's completely irresponsible political play in Quebec by playing with the sovereigntists and the separatists and reopening a debate which is not necessary for this election and or for the good of our country's political unity? And Mr. Dion, I am not a francophone, but in BC there's the third to second largest francophone population in Canada. And so, Mr. Dion, I say the West cares and I care about political unity. Thank you.
I will translate in French after, to be sure. I think your question, the answer is in the question, but I will give you in my own words what you have said. It's the first time that a federalist pro-Canadian leader comes in Quebec and suggests to Quebecers so-called reason for separation that the separatist leader did not invent themselves. It's not, you said was, oh, I should have think about that. It's quick this hour. Are you aware of one country in the world that makes the debate about climate change an issue of unity? A reason to add an international border for a problem that is global and knows no border? It's completely, as you say, irresponsible, but I would say ridiculous, what Mr. Harper has said. And I hope that it will be direction everywhere in Canada. Besides that, the main thing we need to do for the unity of our country is to stop to change any differences of views about policies in a unity issue. In other countries, they may have a strong disagreement with their government. Most of my American friends have a strong disagreement with their government. And most of my French friends too. They don't stop to be American or French because of that. Why in Canada, each time there is a disagreement, you have a politician like Mr. Harper, irresponsible enough to say, this brought down the table the very unity of Canada. I think it's shameful, and for only this reason, we should stop to consider this man as a leader for our country.
As ice continues to melt in the Arctic, what is the Liberal platform on asserting sovereignty over that area?
Yeah.
And how does it differ from the Conservative platform?
I'm not against a military presence in the Arctic. I'm against to make it the main policy. We need to do much more. We need to do science, and we need to do international cooperation. We have a lot to do. If the main thing we do is military presence, as Mr. Harper is proposing, to the point to have cancelled the search and rescue planes we wanted to send there, it seems to me the best way to show that it's your sovereignty is to save lives. If we make it a military issue first, mentality of the 19th century instead of mentality of the 21st century, well, we cannot win. Because we cannot win against the Americans. We cannot win against the Russians. And we are too civilized to shoot the Danes. David and Mr. Chrétien, we created the Arctic Council. The Arctic Council is the council of the countries of the north, of the Arctic. Canada pushed for an international cooperation. It's where we are at our best, when we convince the countries to not act unilaterally and to act together. Remember, Russians are there, Americans are there, this country like to act alone. And we convince them to act with the others that are involved. It's what Canada must do. We don't want the Arctic to become a jungle. There is no trees there, but it will be a human jungle. And it must be a place in the world where we save the planet, because it's nothing less, the Arctic, than the barometer of the world. So the people that are living there must be involved. It's the case in the Arctic Council. And the world should protect it. It should be our first priority. Yes, it's ours, but we are the custody of the world, and we must act accordingly.